try to be safe right now, so I'm making sure I stay over here. What do I do when I see people like that? I want to make sure I record for my safety. There's over, 3 dozen now situations where you just keep coming back to harass me, throwing rocks at my vehicle, beat me in the side of my vehicle. And then, of course, his excuses are always the same. I've had to deal with quite a few assaults from this man. My phone being broken by this man, the whole side of my vehicle, the back of my vehicle beating in. But I follow instructions. Malcolm said to come inside and let someone know. I always do. People are instructing me that I should probably record it, and of course I do. There's a safety issue. I make sure that I address it wherever I am at least capable of doing so. And when I'm told to document it, of course I try to document it in more than one way. There's a lot of frustrating situations I've been being assaulted over and over again by the same guy. This actually started here on the Safeway property today. Not today, what was it, September 21st, and that's recorded. Of course, him keeping up his act ever since then, still recorded. I've got to show a few people situations with that. The problem is that, well, this is ongoing. And it's not just him, it's also those racist youngins. He's still over there, but of course he's not approaching me. He's not yelling at me. He's not screaming at me, not hitting me. He's also not supposed to be in the store. I'd like to not be abused over and over again. I'd like to not be antagonized over and over again. I'd like to not have to speak up on YouTube. I'd like to not have to record these situations, but I'm stuck with this. How am I supposed to safely go to my vehicle with wolnez here on the property with him repeatedly pulling this stuff last night? And people are predatory towards me. I make sure I speak out. Always, every time. I always let someone know, or at least I try. I'm glad that some people are finally starting to understand how serious the situation is. But here's the thing. How do I get away from people who are being predatory like that? I went where I was told to go. And he followed me. How many times have you done that? How many times have you recorded beating on me, beating on my vehicle, hitting my phone? And of course, slandering my name, which seems to think that's magically okay. It's not. So I'm following instructions by coming inside of the store when there's a safety issue. But what do I do other than stand here at the counter? I never should have gotten serious enough that I had to call anybody. Never should have been serious enough that I had to go to anyone for help, and it certainly isn't a situation where he should be allowed to spend 3 months harassing me, intimidating me, assaulting me. So I mean, what do I do? Stand here, make sure that it's recorded in case he does something, which he quite often does. I gotta hope he's not gonna go vandalize my vehicles more. It sucks. It sucks having to deal with this day in and day out. I go to the people that I'm told to go to. I record the situations. People who are trying to help me don't have a lot of time, so it's difficult to show them everything. I thought it was okay to assault me at the soda machine. I thought it was okay to assault me at Council Hall. I thought it was okay to assault me at the library. And what do? Meanwhile, I can't go very far. He knows very well that he doesn't have to come over by my vehicle multiple times a day. It's pretty easy to go completely around. When I see him, I go the other way. When he's harassing me at my vehicle, I make sure I record it. And a lot of times, what does he do? I'm already making a video when he shows up to harass me, to threaten me, to throw rocks at my vehicle. At least there's a lot of people here who have been at least somewhat aware of their situation. Every time I see him, I make sure I turn on my phone just in case, because he does this so often. 5 times last night. 5 times. He was pulling that stuff at 1 o'clock in the morning. Several of the people who work here asked me about that. I said the same dude. He is trespassed from the property, but he's here in the safe place. I guess he's gone now. At least I don't see him. But how do I keep myself safe? It wastes my battery when I have to record because of safety issues. Over and over and over and over and over, this guy does this. I didn't pursue him to the library, he pursued me there. I didn't pursue him to the parking lot here, he pursued me here. If you don't want to be recorded and put up on the internet, committing crimes against people, you probably shouldn't go do that kind of stuff to people. You probably shouldn't go committing crimes against them to begin with. When you harass somebody to the point that they have to record every time that you're anywhere near them, That's your doing. Wolnez is the first person who's done this, and he won't be the last. But at least I've got the ability to record it most of the time. As long as I keep on using my battery. Charging it up at the library when I'm able to. I don't get much sleep with him doing this stuff until sometimes 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Some of them other youngins doing the same thing. I mean, it's exhausting.
Oh, potato in the parking lot.
Well, it's smaller than the things they keep throwing at my vehicle. That's all right. I didn't have to pick up the pumpkins they tossed. Instead, Miguel got it for me. Yeah.
Two $50 ones.
What's up?
I figured out I would ask you if he's left yet before bothering to go
Yeah, he's gone.
moving around at all. It's just creepy. I started recording as soon as I seen him because what else am I supposed to do?
Well, he's gone, so you're good for now.
Thanks, man.
It's fine if you made it with it on there.
I already saved the dog.
That's fine. It's either way. Is it too late for her to get this?
I certainly do. I had to go over there and make sure that fella was left the store before I bothered to go out and sit in my car.
Wait, who was
Andrew Wolnez.
he? Was here again?
Yep.
In here? Did he get dressed?
He was just over there talking to Christy and Rihanna.
Did he do anything?
I don't know. It seemed to me he was just standing there. He might have been talking with them in either event. He didn't walk over here by me. He didn't scream at me. He didn't throw rocks at me. He didn't swing at me. He wasn't doing anything cruel towards me. I just wish there was protection over to keep him away from me.
It's not. That's not. Oh, sorry.
I'm not sure. You know, and that dude threatened to shoot me. It didn't piss me off that he threatened to shoot me. It pissed me off that he didn't follow through. bright side, the manager lady tonight said that I'm safe for now. Yes, ma'am. Or wait, should I take that as a threat? You're safe for now. Right. It's a matter of where you put the comma. Actually, I think it's more the intent behind the words, but I don't know. We live in modern America where the English language is basically like interpretive dance. What does that mean? Well, what do you want it to mean? Y'all get those cool fashionable board headsets, and I'm stuck with.
I hate this freaking thing. Look, you didn't even have to add any water. Now the lid won't go on.
Yeah, I think the answer is supposed to be smack it with a hammer, but I'm not for certain. Maybe he came in to apologize for yelling at Malcolm. I said maybe he came in to apologize for yelling at Malcolm. Yeah, I guess that's what she was saying. He came in and yelled at Malcolm today. And then he tried calling corporate, and they told corporate what happened. And corporate said, well, yeah, you can trespass. But he came in anyway. I mean, he doesn't care. He didn't care last night that he'd already been trespassed. He didn't care yesterday that he'd been trespassed. Like, what's the point in having laws and rules if nobody's going to follow them, and if there's no consequences for the people that don't follow them, only consequences for the ones that do? I probably shouldn't use my brain or my mouth. I shouldn't have opinions. Hey. Pretty all right. Figured I'd say hello since you're always pleasant to me.
We've all been in hard times, and I know those checks are cool.
Well, make sure I record everything to the best of my abilities. The internet doesn't always work, so I do have a lot of parts of my video that disconnect and you miss a bunch of it, but I guess I should recap on what happened earlier today. He was kicked out of Safeway 2 days ago. He'd already been 86, been here once. He'd already assaulted me on more than one occasion in front of people who work here. Many of them have said they didn't know who he was, which if they don't know who he is, they don't know who he is. Kind of like the folks that are recorded, they definitely heard me getting called them N-words and other harsh words. Wolnez, for example, last night, he called me the N-word and some anti-LGBT stuff. He's got a lot of hate. Of course, the more he messes with me, the more aggravated I get with it. But between getting violent with him and recording it, I record it. Between getting violent with him and following the instructions that I've been given by the people who work here, I've followed the instructions of the people who work here. When Wolnez does that, go inside and let someone know. Malcolm, he's the guy that was yelled at, apparently by Wolnez. Wolnez also called up Safeway Corporate, apparently, and so they told corporate what was happening, and corporate said, well, we'll uphold it then. But that didn't stop Wolnez, did it? He came in today, and that's one of the things with last night as well, and yesterday, and the night before. He's kept this up since October 21st, because he heard rumors. You get to see that while I'm the one who's being victimized by these people, and I do have to be afraid of Wolnez, who is actually violent, has shown himself to be violent on multiple occasions. There's a protection order. Is he going to follow it? Hell no. There's already a no trespass situation here, and he's already trespassed at least a dozen times. He doesn't care. He thinks he should be allowed to terrorize people. Guess what? I'm a tyrant myself. You go threatening my friends or my family, I speak up. I do go very public. Damn it, I left my lighter at my vehicle. So I gotta put this in my pocket because I can't carry it and use my cane and carry my coffee all at the same time. I would prefer to, well, I guess I can put it in the crook of my elbow here. Now hopefully Wolnez will not come back and harass me again. The chances of him doing so are pretty significant, however, because he's done so nearly every night for over a week, and on many a night in the last 3 months. And although I'm not able to record every single time that he does this, he's one of the reasons that I have to record, and thus I do. Now there's a couple of folks who work here at Safeway who helped me to move my vehicle so it would be in a safer location. And of course, wolnez has come back to throw rocks at my vehicle and to scream and shout and hoot and holler and complain that he's a victim because he got busted victimizing people. Matter of fact, he's over by that wall over there just staring at my vehicle. So what do I do about the situation? I make sure I record it. Hopefully this time he doesn't get violent. So what do I do? Just record it. It's really all I can. It's him right there. So what do? Do I go back inside? Yeah, going back inside would probably be a good idea. My legs ain't working too good and my back is fucking killing me. He's saying something I can't understand a word he's saying. But at least he's using a soft tone. If it's quiet enough that I can't understand a word he's saying, it's easy enough to try to drown out and talk over it, isn't it? And I can just talk over it. Now he's coming over here and harassing me even more. What do? Like, he's not allowed on the property. He's got no reason to be stalking my vehicle. And he's still out here doing it. And now he's getting louder and screaming and hooting and hollering. And see, I have to take this abuse everywhere I go. Tell people step in. And there he is, screaming and hollering again. So what do? Go back into the Safeway and let him know. Like I said, I'm not pursuing him. He's literally coming here to stalk and harass me. Just as he decided to do so at multiple churches. If he gets somewhere first, I'll go the other way. Not interested in this bullshit. Obviously, I'm going over to the Safeway and I'm going inside and I'm letting him know he's still pulling this shit. And the thing is, I've had to deal with this kind of crap since 2016. I'm glad he's got an outlet, but he does need to leave me alone. There's a big difference between what he's doing and what I'm doing. He is actively seeking me out to do harm, and I am actively going the other way, getting as far away from him as possible, documenting it, and letting people know. Stuff didn't last very long, did it? He just went over there and wanted to stalk me at my vehicle. I use up a lot of battery making sure that I'm recording so that when he does stuff like this, it is recorded.
So they want to protect themselves.
No,
It's ridiculous. I'm like, we have to stormtrooper, kick that door in and get her. I'm like, it's pretty sad when the cops are scared to walk the road. Amen. Nothing. So, I know because then we're busy paying for all our narcotics to be revived. Well, we can't even afford our own medicine. And if I have it, then I feel guilty, but I don't have it now, I gotta stand over that, sorry. We're sick of it. We are sick, they used to have so much compassion and so much, oh, I do too. And now it is literally gone. I've been hit by a car, I've been robbed, car's been broken into, I am sick of it.
That is my life.
So,
And cleaning up after them.
and all I do is work my ass off.
Usually you go buy you some dog food.
I've had my own dog food, but literally I work my ass off 6 days a week, 10, 12-hour days, and I'm paying for everything for that. No, they're not disabled. They're not mentally disabled. They're mentally, at this point, there is a difference between mentally disabled. Like my daughter is autistic. There is a difference, and drug induced. Mental state.
Self-inflicted.
not
Yeah.
to recover that.
No, you're
Cancer,
not
what's up?
mental, your drugs made you mental. You were fun for your drugs.
I came in
And that was the school
here
bathroom because they're mental. They did it
to
themselves.
about wolnez being up my vehicle and yelling stuff at me. Probably still out there now doing it. He does this literally every night.
I forgot I said that.
All right.
He's out there harassing them, Chrissy. That was good though. Your son's so funny. I'm like, how old are you? I'm 17. I'm like, well, you're a giant. He's a big boy. Does he do any sports? No, but he's a country boy. Hunts, cuts wood, all that. Get him ready for a wife.
No. No.
I always have to look at your name tag. I'm like, all right, there's too many people with similar names here. One day.
Very.
The bear was awesome. Bareback and body.
I sat down for a little bit, and I walked for a little bit.
Sounds like your sciatica.
Yeah, so I'm waiting on trying to get an MRI.
Yeah, tell him that's such a fast
But
process.
no, I got a doctor for me.
Hey, do you know Moby James? Oh, I was gonna say he just passed away.
I fired all my doctors here. They couldn't get shit done, so I left. The only thing you would know my bar is to be bars. A friend of mine cut his hand. You get the stitches out. That doctor looked at it and said, "We're going to do surgery on that, otherwise you're going to lose use of those two fingers." Then open it back up, go in and reattach the tendons.
Still reasonably safe for me to be outside right now. I'm stand next to the building. My back is killing me. I got 33% battery. The cops telling people stuff like I bring it on myself or that I'm wanted for murder. You don't learn much. People use the same recycled bullshit over and over as excuses to harm me and to ignore any and all harm against me. Predators love the term mentally ill because it somehow magically justifies wolnez currently, so I'm gonna chance go into my vehicle. Folks don't understand why I have to be afraid of police. Well, it's because I'm homeless, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. It's because I'm a male, and a lot of folks don't understand what that means. It's because I'm broke, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. There's a lot of people here who have tried to deal with this in a peaceful way, even though what they wanted to do was not peaceful. Alright, I don't see wolnez here currently. Hopefully he's done for a bit, but as we got to see last night, he's just going to keep on doing this stuff. I was recorded in this video doing this stuff. And he just keeps it up. When I try to turn it in, I'm either bullied by the cops or they just want to talk over me and talk in circles. Send me to mental health. Well, I've got the record. Disconnect. It was not intentional. wolnez does this, and of course, the first thing I'm going to do is start recording and seek help if I'm able to walk. Now, it's not just people on the internet doing this shit, it's people in real life. That's one of the things about people with varying degrees of understanding. Speaking up about abuse is not the same as abusing someone. Being angry about being abused is not the same as abusing someone. And cursing, contrary to popular belief, is not illegal. Hopefully nobody put anything in my coffee while I was inside. Is that a good paranoid thought for y'all? I mind my P's and Q's to the best of my ability. There's a lot of people that I try to explain being a disabled homeless person, especially a male. Being autistic on top of it is a ginormous pain in the grain because they know autism. A lot of people's way of dealing with the autistic child of the group is to ostracize them, criticize them, and of course ground them for what their other siblings do. That's because a lot of parents of autistic people actually do understand at least this one small part. We're different, and we will be singled out and targeted because we're different. Many of our parents, their way of dealing with it is to try to abuse us into being normal. I have Tourette syndrome, and I let people know when I meet them that I have Tourette syndrome because I know if I wink at them or blink at them because I'm overwhelmed, they may take that in a way that it is not intended. When it came to the situation with Natalie Bollinger, what the police did in those situations, both before and after Natalie's death, led directly to her death and the deaths of many others. Police officers have a lot of power. And you know, that same officer that comes to your house and helps you out in your situation, that very same officer will come out here and bully somebody who's homeless, bully somebody who's broke, bully somebody who doesn't have friends or family. When I say that wolnez isn't the biggest issue, I mean it. Wolnez is just one of the current issues. But the main issue is that without a friend or family member to speak up, you're basically screwed as a broke homeless man. And then, of course, they want to use wives' tales about autism. Wives' tales that have been shown to be untrue back in the 90s. But then who brought all that back? Well, that would be Autism Speaks, who does not speak for autistic people. There's also a big difference between a low-functioning autistic person and someone with Asperger's. I do my best. Despite all of the abuse that I take, I do my best to show the truth. But for some people, the appeal of having someone that they can harm without repercussion is just too great. Be they doctors, nurses, police officers, public defenders. The thing is that as a disabled and at-risk adult, without a friend or family member who cares when you're harmed, you just have to take that harm. If Andrew Wolnez didn't want to be on my Facebook or my YouTube, well, he could have just left me alone. The first interaction or altercation between myself and him was him slandering my name at the can turn in here in Safeway over those racist youngins. Those racist youngins were harassing me over guess who? Christian Alexander Shero, who is dead now. Now, this is all stuff that I've been able to, at least in part, show Candy and Joe and Nathan, but most of the other folks in there haven't understood it. They haven't taken the time to understand it, but they are nice. They are nice. And anybody that would deny that is completely wrong, but we all know that nice is different than good. Nice people tend to believe what they're told as long as it's what they want to hear, or as long as it absolves them of doing the right thing. That's one of the things about gaslighting. You spread the right slander, nobody wants to help that person because of the way that you've slandered them. When you literally force a disabled person to act like they're predators just to show that something's wrong, there's something wrong with you. Nobody should have to endure this. Dude's an awful swell feller. Now, what was the stuff that he was saying over there, since I didn't hear it? It says, middle fingers, he typed, middle fingers to the Safeway. I called corporate, LOLOLOL.
Getting my old man's meds from Safeway. I don't give a fuck. I do what I want.
Yep, that's what he said to me earlier in the day. He does what he wants. I think he should be allowed to get meds. I think his old man should be able to get his own meds. But you know what? Some people have disabilities, and I don't know his old man's situation, nor is it my business.
Straight up unfucking uncomfortable for you.
Let's move this.
I won't stop either until you leave me the fuck alone. I know all about your sick little mind. I know all about your sick little fucked up mind now. I can't believe you murdered that little girl. That poor little girl. Just because she didn't like you. Just because you weren't what she wanted.
And see how many predators.
I know all about you now.
We'll just listen to the
That
whole
sucks.
thing, won't we? That's what he was just
I ain't
doing.
gonna stop going in there. It's just gonna be straight up unfucking uncomfortable for you. You fucking dirty piece of shit. I got you now. Sucks to be you. Habitual harasser and abuser. That's what you are. Exactly what you are. You need to be in a state hospital. Is where you need to be.
Isn't this fun? Yep,
You need
that's
to be in a
Wolnez
state
channel.
hospital. Where they can force you meds. And watch over you so you don't hurt yourself. Or others. Because it's really sad. That girl didn't deserve that.
Now let's take a look at what girl he's talking about. Now this video has a bit more to go, because he keeps, as soon as I leave my vehicle,
You're fucking caught. You fuck with the wrong fucking
he
motherfucker.
just keeps doing this.
You're fucking caught, Sean. You're fucking caught.
What do? This is actually in this video.
The rest of your life here is going to be uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Now he's done nothing but fuck with me
Sucks when
since
you're
the
truly
moment
a
I met
pile of
him.
shit.
And see, he's obviously stalking me. Obviously does not care that he's trespassed from the property.
I've done several years of working on myself. I'm not a pile of shit anymore. But you are. That's a mental thing, man. You need meds. You need to go to the state hospital. You need to stop hurting people.
Now, how many times has he assaulted me, and how many times have I assaulted him
You need
back?
to be put in a hospital where you can't hurt yourself or others.
He's assaulted me on at least 8 separate occasions, without any sort of physical retaliation whatsoever.
And watch how he walks away.
That's
like a
right.
coward, because he knows he's caught.
Walk away. Caught doing what?
Just total flat out pile of shit. Everybody knows it now. It's gonna go inside, they're gonna say, what do you want? Go away.
Except they didn't.
Not even on the fucking property. Go fuck yourself. Sean, faggot.
There he goes with that anti-LGBT.
Tired of his shit. I'm over it. There's too much shit in him being an abusive piece of shit. Stalker. I'm over it.
This dude's stalking me and accusing me of being a stalker.
Till next time.
Yep, now let's take a look. Natalie Marie Bollinger.
According to NBC News, a Colorado man accused of 19-year-old Natalie Marie Bollinger told police he shot her after he replied to her Craigslist ad seeking a hitman for herself, investigators said in court documents obtained Monday.
That was February 13th, 2018. That's the guy that killed her. His name is Joseph Michael Lopez. Joseph Michael Lopez. Not Sean Schwartz. That's my friend who was killed, Natalie Marie Bollinger. Like many drug addicts, she went back to the drugs. She went back to the people who had the drugs. And she did what she could to try to make them happy. But as you can see, this is the guy who killed her. Joseph Michael Lopez. Joseph Michael Lopez. Let's see, the Denver Post. Joseph Lopez pleads guilty to murdering Natalie Bollinger. Who killed Natalie Bollinger? Joseph Lopez. Now, the difference between myself and my predators is that I don't actively seek them. They seek me out to harass me and then play victim. It's called a target of opportunity. So, of course, I guess I'll go in there, show them what's up with that. Oh, he's back. So, what are we gonna do? Same video, same dude, still over there doing this. Now, obviously, I'm not seeking him out. He's seeking me out, just as he has literally every single other time. Is it me seeking him out, or is it him seeking me out? He wants to come up and harass me, and he's over there now claiming I'm a murdering piece of shit. He's back over at my vehicle again. and yelling at me. And what am I doing? I'm following instructions, going back in the building and speaking up. See, the difference between him and I is he is seeking out to harass, intimidate, and of course, I don't know how many other crimes he's committing right now. It is malicious, and he's been doing it for, well, about 3 months now. He's back at it again. He's over by my vehicle recording. He's over by my vehicle recording. I got it recorded. He's not happy with Safeway.
I don't have my radio now.
Yes, ma'am. He's back out there doing it again.
The guy has returned.
So he,
What was that? The one that's harassing Sean.
he typed middle finger with a little Safeway I called corporate LOL. He's trying to play me all sorts of crazy stuff. Which is exactly what he said to me earlier. But he yelled at me earlier, 6 inches from my face.
What's up?
Yeah, he's out there doing it again. This is it's just like he said to me earlier when he came by and yelled at me earlier today. He doesn't give a fuck about what he wants. And then the harassment that I was telling you about just happened. He was actually recording it.
You are exactly what you are. You need to be.
Is that from last night?
No, this is from just now.
Leave me the fuck
He's
alone. I
out
know
there
all
doing
about
it
your
again.
sick little mind.
All right. Well, I did call the cops.
Well,
Can I?
Dude, it's fine.
All right.
I'm
See
hoping I
this
can
guy
get the cops
here?
to do something.
This is the guy that killed Natalie.
I know. I looked into it. Just go ahead and circle around.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
can I get for you?
woman was victimizing me. She got recorded. She got pissed. But I stopped recording her when she knocked off her BS. Robert Farnsworth. I recorded because he was targeting me and others. And then he stopped doing that. Well, he stopped being recorded. I only have to record situations if you make it unsafe for me. And if you don't make it unsafe for me, I have no reason to record it. I was told to go around the store, so that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get myself, I guess, something else to eat. Obviously, I don't want to be victimized. I don't want to record it. I don't want to do enough for here. I need to. The only place to do it is the cops don't care. These people don't care, but they don't understand. The cops don't care. Goodness, some of them are trying to hurt somebody else. It's scary to have actual stalkers. I don't mean some girl who's got a little bit of a crush on you, or some boy who's got a little bit of a crush on you. They just go out of their way to see you once in a while, just to show you they care. I'm talking about actual stalkers who pursue you and beat on your vehicle, threaten to do bodily harm to you. Wolnez is still stuck on his kick where he wants to pretend like I'm a murderer. So now that actually justifies all this. He knows that he's not screaming about them youngins anymore because I thought he's recorded and they certainly were not in the right. All you really have to do is do what these other folks are doing. Look it up. Who killed Natalie? Who victimized Natalie? Who took advantage of Natalie? Or according to Natalie's own words, her father, her mother, her Uncle Troy. Who else? Tim Beason. I've been able to show Nathan a lot of evidence and Candy a lot of evidence. A few people sporadically have seen a little here and there. Mandy Singer got to see a big old stack of stuff that I wrote down while I was locked up. She called it the prison Bible. It actually includes diagrams of the rooms that I was in and the floors that I was in. So I'm gonna put this in my pocket. I don't really have a safe place to put it for now. I keep forgetting you work back here.
Sometimes.
Well, I'm still getting messed with by the dude outside again. He's recording it, which is cute. Like, he comes and pursues me, and then he records it and pretends like I'm the sicko. I'm like, I'm not the one stalking people.
That's how it is.
Well, thank goodness it's recorded. That helps me out a lot. He also likes calling me a lot of anti-LGBT stuff and the N-word and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
he's recording himself doing it now. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I curse. I certainly do.
I mean, I'm stupid.
True that.
Can't fix it either.
I should go to the bathroom before I buy this stuff. Just checking to see if that guy's out there before I try going to my car. Well, I'm sorry if I'm extra winky and blinky today. That dude's freaking me out. Having Tourette syndrome ain't no fun because the more scared I am, the more it comes out. And then I'm all at people.
Club card number.
Oh my God, I don't even get a discount on that. You know what? I like the lady whose number I use. I'm not listening to the music, really.
She's on her way. Compass for Timothy Sadler. Following instructions, staying the building safe. Has assaulted me on multiple occasions, bashed in the side of my vehicle, kicked in the back of my vehicle, kicked in the front of my vehicle.
They even threatened to shoot me last week. That was fun. Kids running around pretending I murdered somebody. Obviously, I did not. There's all sorts of other audacious claims as well. I wish I had a pen. I'd get a hold of Joe. Another number I need to call, but I need to grab it quick before I can do that. That requires me to put this in my pocket because my hands are going to be full.
Might be a massive hole, man.
Kind of. After it fell over, I kind of just took one of those.
I'm not there.
Anyways. What's up? Oh, ham?
I bought it already. It's actually turkey.
You're good. You're good.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's like a song for right?
Hey, I want to thank you people for putting up.
Oh, you're fine.
Thank you. I work out.
And there. You're not gonna be. You know how hard it is to stand all day and do nothing?
Yes.
I'd
For
rather
sitting
be
in my
physically
car.
busy.
That's the way I am every day. I used to do manual labor for a living, and the day went so fast. But now I sit in my vehicle and I go, all right, do I need to get up and go inside of the Safeway for any reason? Because I might not be able to stand up for 45 minutes to an hour. And that depends on the day.
Easier to move around, isn't it?
You know, if I keep moving, then I don't end up getting so stiff that I can't move.
That's why I rock and stuff. It's not because I'm like
Right?
that.
And I try explaining to people when I first meet them that I have Tourette syndrome. That way, if I wink at them, they don't think the wrong thing. But some people think that I'm just telling a joke. I'm like, no, I really got Tourette syndrome. And I'll really wink at you too. You know, if I let people know ahead of time that I have Tourette syndrome, though, then I have to deal with less people that want to assume that I'm hitting on them or their girlfriend or on crack or something like that.
Dinner?
Yeah. I try to make sure, even if I have to come in here for my safety, I still try to make sure that I buy something. That way I'm still a paying customer. Hopefully it'll be safe to go outside in the next 15, 20 minutes. I might go right outside the door to have a cigarette, but I don't want to come back in with this and get in trouble.
Oh, you can't. You want to leave it here?
Sure, that'll work.
Works for me, honey. I'm not going nowhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Safe.
Thank you. Echo. Alright. I had some connection issues. Obviously with wolnez and his anti-LGBT stuff and the racist stuff, the assaults, beating on my vehicle, beating on me, breaking my phone. I've had to go through all this before. When I try to explain to people that I'm being abused and why, they don't really want to take the time. They don't really want to take the time in most situations to hear the answer. They want it to be a quick and easy, in and out, 30 seconds, and it's done. Apparently I left my cigarettes at my car, so I have to walk back over there anyway. It's hurting having to do all this walking. So here's the difference between me and my predators. I do what I can to get away from my predators over and over and over again, and they do what they can to pursue me. Did I follow that James Murphy feller around Hood River? Hell no. Did I follow him through the mountains here? Hell no. Did I follow him to Fred Meyer's and the Starbucks here? Hell no. Did I follow him to Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot? Did I follow him to the library parking lot? Did I follow him to the Safeway parking lot? The answer to all of those things is hell no. Did James Murphy do those things to me? Yes, he did. Now, I'm sick and tired of being assaulted. And there's more than one person who's spoken about the fact that they've looked this stuff up. Even the people that slander the hell out of my name still have to give at least some small piece to me. There's a lot of stuff in it that they end up having to admit. Well, it's like, either A, I didn't put my seatbelt over my door like I usually do, or B, someone came out and fucked with my car. Could be either or. Obviously, I'm paranoid because this shit keeps happening. Obviously, I'm not out to hurt anybody or harm anybody. You've gotten to see how many times he's assaulted me, threatened me, thrown rocks at my vehicle, and slandered my name. And in all of those occasions, how many times did I spray him with my pepper spray? The answer is 0. Out of all those times, how many times did I zap him with my little taser flashlight? None. Not a single one. How many of those situations did I throw even a single punch at him? Literally not even once. How many of those times did I try to break his phone? Literally not even once. You also get to see how this does eat up a lot of people's time. The police should have done something about the situation a long time ago, and they didn't. When I'm talking about the situation, I'm talking about Natalie Bollinger and everything that has come from that. Now, we've shown you time and again. I curse. I record. There's a difference between stalking somebody and being stalked, however. When you come to my vehicle, you are stalking me. Now, if I was coming to your house, it'd be the other way around, wouldn't it? When I've seen Wolnez on multiple occasions, what have I done? I've walked away, and he doesn't like that. He talks shit because I walk away. Meanwhile, what do you guys tell me to do? How many of you tell me just to walk away? If I walk away, he's going to talk trash. I'm fine with the trash talking. I am fine with the trash talking. But you notice that I do my trash talking from wherever I happen to be. I don't go looking for Andrew Wolnez to tell the truth about him. There's no reason to go trying to find him. I'm not interested in him in the least bit. I'm interested in him stopping his crap, which he has kept up since day one. He's recorded on my channel, assaulting me repeatedly, harassing me repeatedly, antagonizing me repeatedly, slandering my name over and over again, keeps spreading the same bullshit too. At least it's predictable. He says the things that he thinks magically justify the crimes he's committing, and they don't. This eats up time, it eats up energy, it eats up battery, it eats up my disability money. And of course, whether you want to hear it or not, it eats up my sanity. A lot of people keep telling me about Wolnez. It was other people that told me he had a YouTube channel. Or sorry, that he was recording about me on his YouTube channel. Andrew Wolnez was the one that let me know he had a YouTube channel by getting onto my YouTube channel and lying. So what ended up happening with that? I took screenshots of it and then blocked his ass. It's unfortunate that there's no block him button in real life. Now this guy's got, 14 subscribers. I've got about 1,640. Now, of course, he's posting it public. That makes it evidence. So let's play this one first.
Just don't do shit like this. When I find out about him being a predator piece of shit, about him being a harassing fucking pile of shit. That poor Natalie Bollinger, she didn't deserve that.
Now here's the thing, this guy just keeps it up. He started off with this bullshit because he was looking for somebody to victimize. And people victimize whoever it's easiest to victimize. This is difficult to explain to someone who's never had to go without the comforts of family or the comforts of a home. Being out here on the streets, there are no comforts like that.
Just because he didn't, just because he didn't fit the mold, he's gonna kill her. Shoot her in the head. After he threatens to shoot him in the head. Blow his brains out all over everything. What kind of fucked up individual does that? I've never.
Now let's check this out. Maybe we should check out Natalie Bollinger and we'll see who actually killed her. Who killed Natalie Bollinger?
Joseph Lopez. According to 9 News, Joseph Lopez, 23, told investigators that he shot Natalie Bollinger after responding to an ad she'd placed on Craigslist looking for someone to kill her. According to court documents previously obtained by 9 Wants to Know, Lopez has been sentenced to 48 years in prison plus 5 years probation as part of the plea deal.
That's right. Who killed Natalie Bollinger? Who killed Natalie Bollinger? We'll ask it again. Who killed Natalie Bollinger?
Joseph Lopez. According to 9 News, Joseph Lopez, 23, told investigators that he shot Natalie Bollinger after responding to an ad she'd placed on Craigslist looking for someone to kill her. According to court documents previously obtained by 9 Wants to Know, Lopez has been sentenced to 48 years in prison plus 5 years probation as part of the plea deal.
Yup. So, wolnez, spreading slander. I don't see how that's helpful or useful. See, all this bullshit, all this harassment is all over lies.
Never threatened to do it, in front of anybody. Never threatened anybody with that. That's just, that's sick shit. That's fucking sick shit that you just don't
Now,
do.
he literally threatened to shoot me just a couple of days ago. Claims that he's never, that's some sick shit and so on and so forth. Now, how many people have threatened to kill me? How many people have threatened to kill my friends and family? Wolnez ain't the first, he won't be the last. And that's the reason I record this stuff. Over and over again, this guy has been assaulting me over a woman I did not kill since September. He has been harassing me and stalking me since September. And he still doesn't have his shit right. He still seems to think that pretending like I'm a murderer and a stalker makes it okay for him to stalk and harass me and kill me. Now, if I threatened to kill him back, what's he gonna do? He's gonna play fucking victim. If I fight back when he assaults me, what's gonna happen? He's gonna play fucking victim. Over and over again.
And he's gonna portray his character about, oh, I'm such a good angel piece of shit. I had that, but
I'm no angel.
I'm over it. He's not gonna do it to me anymore.
Do what?
He's not gonna do it to me anymore whatsoever. That's why I'm sticking up for myself.
He's not sticking up for himself. He thinks it's okay for him to bully people who can't defend themselves.
By some outsider that clearly,
Let's hear this.
Sticking up for myself. I'm over it. I'm not gonna be treated like a punk in my own town by some outsider that clearly.
See, that's what I got to deal with everywhere. Yes, I'm an outsider, but I'm not a predator. I am for certainly an asshole. And that's something that I speak up about quite often. I'm only an asshole when I have to be. And I often say that violence is rarely the answer. But when it is the answer, it is the only answer. Now, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but through all of the assaults by police officers, well, let's actually take a look at just the assaults by Wolnez. Out of all the times that he has assaulted me, how many times have I swung at him back? Never. Out of all of the times that he has come up to me to start shit, how many times have I come up to him to start shit? How many times have I pursued him to where he goes? It's never happened. How many times have I thrown rocks at him? It's never happened. He wanted to accuse me of being a pedophile. He was shown to be wrong about that. Now this video here, I'm only a minute and 17 seconds into it. The one before that, this one here.
Okay. Here we go again. So those, like I said, those podcasts are pretty damning. Like they tear him up. Man, they nail him to a T. You know, profiling that motherfucker like a motherfucker. You know exactly what he is. Narcissistic. You know, and this is public. You know, this is a news podcast.
See, this is the thing, is that it's not news. It's just a podcast. Just like true crime is not true crime. It's slander and entertainment. And like I've said since day one, it's slander and entertainment that I'm not allowed to defend myself against. I'm also not allowed to defend myself against predators like Andrew Wolnez. Andrew Wolnez has been trespassed from this property. He's not allowed to come back. And you notice, he doesn't give a shit. He wants to try punking me just for existing. Wants to try to increase his clout. But all he's doing is harassing an innocent man. Now, of course, we've got these Natalie Bollinger things, and like I've been saying since day one, I am being harmed over that slander everywhere that I go. I make sure I record it for a reason.
You know, saying that this guy's a fucking grade A weirdo. Flat out grade A weirdo. And
see, right there, just name calling. But he don't like being called names back. See, he wants to call people names, make false accusations, all because he's doing what? Stupid shit. He's doing stupid shit because he wants to believe anything that he hears on the internet. And that's the thing with the people that I've been trying to show evidence. These podcasts don't give a fuck about me. They care about ratings. They care about views. They care about getting fucking paid. Not one of them ever gave a shit about me. Not one of them ever tried getting my story. They just slandered because it's entertaining, and everywhere I go, I get to deal with people like this and their excuses.
it's recorded and known that he's a grade A weirdo. And he's gonna see it, and then he'll do this. And all this does right here, all this does is trying to cover up what he's already done in his past. He's trying to cover up all the bad shit he's done because he thinks he's an angel.
Guess what? All the times I broke the law, people's lives were at stake. God bless America, right? Am I an angel? Oh, hell no. Hell no. You guys have heard my mouth.
He thinks he's an angel, but he's not. He's actually a fucking murdering piece of shit. And he murdered that Natalie Bollinger.
Now here he goes. Same slander over and over again. Maybe he should have bothered to, I don't know, look it up. Instead of victimizing innocent people. Instead of being a part of the problem. Now, if he wasn't victimizing me, he wouldn't be recorded victimizing me. If he wasn't stalking me, he wouldn't be recorded stalking me. You can see here plainly and clearly, this isn't like a situation where he's making sure that he records because he has to pass close to my vehicle on his way to somewhere where he absolutely has to be. No, this is a situation where he is camping by my vehicle to harass me. Much different story.
He murdered her. That poor girl. Just because you didn't fit the mold. She didn't like you. Where are you going, man? Nothing to say? Nothing to say? No? Nothing to say. Cat got your tongue? Poor guy. Uncomfortable. Get used to that word. Uncomfortable. I'm done. I ain't gonna stop.
He said he's done, and then he said he ain't gonna stop. Well, that's why he keeps being recorded. He keeps stalking me, and he's admitting that he's stalking me, and he's admitting that he's not going to stop. He's admitted that, yes, in fact, he doesn't care that he's been trespassed from the property here. He's gonna walk right over that. Same thing as the Bollinger family. Same thing as Tim Beeson. Same thing as James Murphy. When you illegally prevent someone from showing evidence and you force them to show it on the internet, well, you done fucked up. Do the police want any of their wrongdoings in court? No, because they'll lose their fucking jobs and a lot of them will go to jail and or prison. Over 24 of the officers and or government officials that I tried to turn in have been arrested and incarcerated for the things that they've done, because they didn't just do it to me, they did it to others as well.
One thing, I'll go to jail with a smile on my fucking face. America.
America, fuck yeah!
Same thing. Every time I call him out, he runs away. Like a coward bitch.
Is it calling me out? No, it's fucking stalking me. Straight up. Throwing shit at my vehicle. Assaulting me. And then getting pissed off that he got recorded beating on my vehicle and fucking assaulting me. Well, maybe the solution to this is to leave me the fuck alone. Maybe the solution to Molly's situation was her to leave me the fuck alone. Maybe the solution to James Murphy was for him, I don't know, to leave me the fuck alone. And maybe the solution, when they don't leave me the fuck alone, is for the cops to do their jobs, but they didn't want to. Still don't want to.
Still, to this day, I've never threatened to murder anybody.
Well, I suppose maybe he meant he was going to shoot me in the foot the other day then. Claims he's never threatened to murder anybody. Well, I guess he was talking about shooting me in the foot. Must have been, huh? He's still threatening to shoot me. And he hasn't followed through.
Threaten to murder anybody for real. Or, threaten to kill myself in front of somebody. That's selfish. Selfish.
Now, have I threatened to kill myself in front of people? He wants to make it a selfish thing. How dare I speak up about abuse from people like him? Over and over and over again, and he thinks it's okay. So I record it over and over and over again. If you're not predatory towards me, I've got nothing to speak up about. So just don't be predatory.
Act. The description they gave on the newscast.
Let's show you. Let's remind you one more again of who it is that killed Natalie. Now, earlier today, Wolnez come up, and what did he say to me? Let's actually go to his channel. We can see it. His channel is apparently dedicated to me. Right here, this one's called Gotcha. This one's called Gotcha. This one's called Gotcha. Now, earlier today, he walked by me, and what did he say to me? He said he'll do whatever the fuck he wants, and here he is saying it again.
Getting my old man's meds from Safeway. I don't give a fuck. I do what I want.
He don't give a fuck. He do what he wants. Doesn't matter that he was trespassed from Safeway. He'll go out of his way to manufacture any excuse. This is the one where it...
I won't stop either until you leave me the fuck alone. I know all about your sick little mind.
See?
I know all about your sick little fucked up mind now. I can't believe you murdered that little girl. That poor little girl.
Now, how many times are you gonna do that? Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's not it.
It's shit like this. When I find out about him being a predator piece of shit.
Isn't that cute? Making
I won't
sure I
stop
share
either
him with
until you
lady
leave me
who's
the fuck
helping me.
alone. I know all about your sick little mind. I know all about your sick little fucked up mind now. I can't believe you murdered that little girl. That poor little girl. Just because she didn't like you.
See, any excuse is good enough. Nobody cares what the truth is. It's popular to hate somebody. It's popular to harm somebody. Nobody's stepping in to stop it. Why does this guy keep on getting away with it? Because people don't understand. I can't go to the police alone. The police will talk over me, disrespect me, and of course, they lie to other people about me too. Oh, come on. These 3 are from wolnez YouTube channel. She probably won't see them until the morning. But at least it's sent. That, along with my recordings, shows that I'm the one being stalked. I'm the one being harassed. I'm the one being assaulted. Now, one of those might have the cops talking to him, so I'm gonna actually check that out. I believe this one was it.
You're fucking YouTube. That's all I ask. You can't even do that.
What does he want? He wants the evidence of his abuse off of my YouTube channel. That's what he wants. He wants the evidence that he has repeatedly threatened, harassed, intimidated, and assaulted me, as well as my property, and stalked me to multiple locations repeatedly, to stalk me, to threaten me, to slander my name, to assault me, to assault my vehicle, to assault my phone. And through all of this, the same bullshit slander. He wanted to call me a pedophile, wanted to call me a murderer, and let's hear this. One more again to make him happy. Who killed Natalie Bollinger?
Joseph Lopez. According to 9 News, Joseph Lopez, 23, told investigators that he shot Natalie Bollinger after responding to an ad she'd placed on Craigslist looking for someone to kill her. According to court documents previously obtained by 9 Wants to Know, Lopez has been sentenced to 48 years in prison plus 5 years probation as part of the plea deal.
Yep. Now, wolnez, grasping at straws, figures if he slanders my name, it makes it okay to hurt me. It fucking doesn't. He claims that he's got evidence that I raped my sister back in 1986, apparently. I was 6 years old. He claims he's got proof that I killed Natalie Bollinger. Well, Joseph Lopez is in prison for it, dummy. People don't like being called names, do they? He wants to call people weirdos. Well, he's the one being a weirdo. I mean, in the sense of the word that he's using it. A lot of people have stalked me, harassed me, wanted to threaten and intimidate myself and those who were trying to help me. You're damn right I speak up. How many people wanted to use Natalie Bollinger as their excuse to harm me? Nearly everybody. Who killed Natalie Bollinger? Joseph Michael Lopez. Who molested Natalie Bollinger? Ted Bollinger. Troy Bollinger. Tim Beeson. Who assaulted Natalie Bollinger? That would be Ted Bollinger. Tim Beeson. Who is it that raped and molested Natalie Bollinger according to her own words? Who is it that had Natalie Bollinger selling drugs? The answer to both of those questions is her own father, Ted Bollinger. Ted Gene Bollinger. When Natalie Bollinger disappeared, was my priority covering my own ass? No, my priority was finding Natalie Bollinger safe. What was my priority the 3 times since Natalie that Alicia Bollinger has disappeared? On all 3 occasions that Natalie's twin sister, Alicia Bollinger, disappeared since Natalie's death. On all 3 of those occasions, people got a hold of me, to threaten my family, the same as they had done with Natalie. Now, that's what happens when police won't do their jobs. When victims of abuse aren't allowed to go to court and face their accusers. When they're not even notified that they're allowed to do so. The cops intentionally withheld evidence and information from myself and many others because they simply did not want to do their jobs. And after the fact, they didn't want to get charged with manslaughter, which is a very real possibility. Yes, they can absolutely be charged with manslaughter if somebody is killed or commits suicide over that bullying. Now, of course, you get to see these predators. Well, they're the ones doing predatory shit. And they'll keep it up until I have a mental fucking breakdown. The cops will ignore it unless I perform the same actions that these predators are. If I was to do the things to Andrew Wolnez that he's done to me, I'd be in prison right now. If I did the things to Maddie Boa that she did to me, I'd be in prison right now. If I did the things to Waylon Lolatai that he did to me, I'd be in prison right now. If I did the things to Robert Franklin Warnick that he did to me, I'd be in prison. Hell, I was in prison because Robert Franklin Warnick, a registered sex offender, pretended that I might do the things that he was doing to me. And unlike the situation with Wolnez, where he has ample opportunity to go around, to go somewhere else, I didn't have that option in Chapel, Nebraska. I did not have the luxury of being able to walk anywhere in Chapel, Nebraska without having to walk past at least one person who had been predatory towards me over Natalie's death. From Leslie Snell to Robert Warnick to Christopher Kurth, didn't matter. I had to walk past someone's house who had been predatory towards me over Natalie Bollinger's death in order to go to the post office. I had to walk 13 extra blocks in order to not walk past Robert Franklin Warnick's house. 13 extra blocks. It's like a 3-block trip to walk from Dallas Richmond's place. Now, those aren't the only people who had been predatory towards me. There was also Todd Rust. I made sure not to walk past his place. There's also Amy and Andrew Witcher. Had to make sure not to walk by their place so that my predators wouldn't get offended and play victim. And it really doesn't help when police officers are the ones spreading the slander you're being abused over. The paperwork needs to get filled out and turned in, and yes, I need help with that. Yes, I need somebody there in person to help me with that. Now, what does Wolnez keep trying to pretend? Keeps trying to pretend that I'm some sort of pervert weirdo who needs meds, needs to be locked up in a psych ward. Well, holy shit. If he went back through my channel, he'd realize that I've called psych wards here in Oregon to say, hey, set me up for an appointment. They won't do it. See, I'm only quote-unquote crazy or mentally ill when my predators want to use that as an excuse to prey on me. Like it's magically okay for Wolnez to stalk me from one end of town to the other and back again it's somehow magically okay. Because why?
Here's your.
Hey, Josh. I'm recording right now. That Wolnez feller keeps fucking with me.
Really?
Yep, he came by again. He was standing over there accusing me of being a child molester and a murderer. And I was just showing on my YouTube channel the actual news articles showing that Natalie was killed by Joseph Michael Lopez. He's serving 48 years for it. Dude just won't let up. And it's not just him. You know, them youngins come by screaming the N-word at me, or that anti-LGBT stuff until sometimes 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Last night, Wolnez kept this up until after 1 in the morning. So I got to make sure that I'm recording all the time so that when he does that stuff, that he gets busted doing it.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's fucking.
Joe was trying to help me a bit. He just gave me his number earlier today.
Which Joe? The meat department Joe?
Yep.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he seems to like you too.
Yeah.
Yep. He was trying to figure out why it is that Wolnez was always going past my vehicle. Well, it's because he's harassed me. He said, well, maybe he lives over there. You know, maybe he lives in those apartments there. And he said, you were living there. And I'm like, yeah, I know Josh. He's the guy that I've been paying to charge up my electronics.
Yeah, I don't think Wolnez lives in my place.
I don't think so either. I think he's going
There's
there to
only-
see somebody.
Yeah, there's only 8 apartments. I've never even seen him there, so if he goes there, he must go around the front, because there's only me.
That's the only
old man
place
in the
I've
back.
never seen him go through the back, which is where I see a lot of people go through. The only place I've seen him is in the front talking to people right after yelling at me. So I don't know if he's actually going to the apartments there or if he's going down the street, but literally he sees my vehicle somewhere. He makes a beeline for it. He was trespassed from the property here 2 days ago. He's bragging on his YouTube that he's not going to stop. He's just going to keep on stalking me. And in all the recordings, literally every one of the recordings with him, you can see I'm not pursuing him. He's pursuing me. I'm not going to where he is. He's coming to where I am. I'm not assaulting him. He's assaulting me. I'm not trying to break his stuff. He's trying to break mine.
You would think at some fucking point, the law would have to do fucking something about it. They would have to. They have to.
If people work together and speak up that it's happening, but that requires them actually giving a shit that it's happening and actually going and, you know, having it register in their head. You know what, if this stuff was happening to me, I'd want somebody to do something.
I think probably a lot of people are worried that
A lot of people are afraid of being targeted, and
Yes.
most people have spoken up very loud and clear, even knowing that I'm recording, about how corrupt the police department is here.
it's, I mean, you can't say, like, they're being investigated. Like, that tells you right there.
The stuff they're being investigated for, that investigated started in March of this year, and I've had recordings from some of the people that got those drugs, including them telling me which officers gave them the drugs, recorded on my channel before they started that investigation. So, I mean, it's not like I haven't been recording it all along. It's the fact that people didn't understand I can't go to the cops alone. I have to have a friend or
fuck, they're
family
probably-
member or
a lot of
advocate.
People are probably worried about the cops is the thing.
You know?
That they'll get targeted from them.
A lot of people have said that. There's also a few people that are trying to be supportive that they've, and I'm not trying to be sexist by saying this, but they don't understand that women are treated, or that men are treated differently by the police. Men are treated differently when they're abused. They're treated differently by other men. They're treated differently by women. Me, I was a victim of child molestation growing up. And, you know, as an adult, I can't tell that to a woman I want to have a relationship with because it makes me a submissive little bitch,
Yeah.
basically. And it's not that she consciously believes that.
That's
It's
just
that
the
it's
stereotypical.
exactly,
it's at.
you know, and it's the reality of it. Like a lot of people say, you know, you should do this and you should do that. And I've got my YouTube full of me already doing the things that they're suggesting after 5 minutes of saying they care. You know, they've got an idea that's going to fix it all. Have you tried going to TFCC? And meanwhile,
Like, Like you haven't tried everything already.
Yep, TFCC wanted to say that it wasn't their job to investigate, and then they gave me the whole list of what they do as TFCC. And then I was sent to Northwest Senior and Disability Services, and they told me that it's not their job to investigate. That their job is they gave me the Northwest Senior and Disabilities routine where they sit there for 45 minutes out of the 50-minute session and tell me what they're allowed to do as Northwest Senior and Disability Services. Meanwhile, at both of those places, I said, hey, I was sent here by the police to turn this stuff in. The police want to pull this mentally ill bullshit, which is why I'm in your office. Crimes are being committed against me. We need to focus on those crimes. I don't have a place to sit down and write that down where I'm safe. Like right now, if I wasn't having to worry about Wolnez coming back and doing that again, I could actually sit down and actually write that stuff. But I have to deal with this every day. If it's not him, it's those racist youngins down at Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot. And I've got so many people out here and their horror stories recorded too about them going to TFCC and TFCC blowing them off and sending them to the cops, and the cops send them to TFCC, and TFCC sends them to the cops. Then, of course, I'm told that I have to call these numbers for Adult Protective Services. Well, the numbers for Adult Protective Services are TFCC, who already said that they don't do that, and Northwest Senior and Disability Services, who already said they don't do that. Unfucking believable, right?
It is.
But unlike everybody else, I actually recorded it. So I actually have evidence. So the problem now is getting enough people together to make sure that our voices are heard. And I mean ours, because this isn't just happening to me here. You know, you get to see, I do interact with a lot of people that are known drug addicts. They come up to my car and they start talking to me. I do interact with a lot of people who are schizophrenic and delusional out here. They come up to my car and start talking to me. The most sane people that I had to talk to are the people in Safeway, or the people who work at the library. So, I mean, it's overwhelming that he's allowed to keep on doing this.
I know, I cannot believe that. I just don't understand, like, are they that fucking goddamn corrupt that they just don't want to fucking help anybody? Like seriously, if it was happening to them, I bet you they'd want some help.
They would. Well, there's Chris Stafford. Joe said that he talked to Chris and that Chris is going to leave me alone. And he hasn't messed with me in a couple of days. He hasn't eyeballed me like I was fucking his dog or anything creepy like that. So, you know, that's the thing, is the cops have been completely fucking useless, but the people here at Safeway have been badass. You know Caleb down at the Fred Meyer? He's one of the managers there. He's got glasses. He's been good to me. You know, he was able to pay attention to what was going on, and he was trying to get me the cameras there so that I could show what was going on. Well, there's Chris Stafford. Apparently he just drove around.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's needing.
Just to snoop him.
Yeah.
And see, that's the
I'm
thing.
fine with him snooping. I'm not okay with people threatening to kill me or my friends and family. I'm not okay with them running around telling other people that they're going to harm me or my friends and family. You know, that's the thing, is if he just wants to do that, he's not yelling at me. He's not throwing stuff at me. I could give a shit less if these people are recording me. That guy wants to slander my name, though. That's a different story. Obviously, I'm not threatening to kill these predators back. Obviously, I'm not assaulting them back. The thing is, I've been talking to the people in the deli here, and they all know that I record, especially if there's a situation where I was just assaulted. I followed the instructions that Malcolm gave me. He said, go inside of the store and let someone know, and I do. I keep letting them know. If the 15 or so people who work here who have been privy to it were to come forward about the fact that I went to them for help, that'd make it a lot easier. If you were able to work together with them to turn in at least the parts that you're aware of, that would be helpful. But then again, you know, with your reputation, it's not that you did anything wrong, because you didn't, but like you were saying, you got to worry about that coming and kicking you in the balls too.
will. It would. Like, fucking, I don't doubt it at all. It would.
That's the thing about Robert Franklin Warnick. He's one of my predators from Nebraska. He's a registered sex offender in Nebraska. A fucking felon, you know? The same thing with Ted Bollinger. He'd been to jail and prison for beating on his own kids for all sorts of fucked up shit to his own kids. Amy Cleany Kingery, she got her kids taken away because she couldn't stay off the meth. So she tried to pawn off 2 of her kids onto a lady named Ran Ingersoll, who was drunk every day and beating on those kids. I literally had to break the law to get those girls into a safe place. Meanwhile, at least you come up and talk to me like a person.
Yeah, I know. I would be down for helping you. Like, if I was getting ready to move out of this town, I'd totally help. I would not a problem at all. But if I'm going to get ready to get a job at Fred Meyer's, fucking,
And make it real difficult.
there's that fucking Chris again. Could be scoping me out.
He could be.
It wouldn't surprise me. They're fucking weird here.
They definitely are.
Do you have
But
a cigarette
I'm
by
weird too.
chance?
Oh, hell yes.
Trying to quit, so I don't want to buy something.
I got a lot of people out here keep trying to give me drugs and get money out of me. I'm like, I don't want your drugs. I'll give you money to charge my stuff. Hardly anybody wants to take me up on that. They're like, hey man, fucking I'll give you some shit for like $15, man. I'm like, how about I give you $10 to charge my stuff for that night? Oh dude, fucking I don't know where I'm gonna be. I don't know where I'm gonna be. I'm like, well, that's the thing, is that I'm not interested in drugs. I'm interested in being able to record for my safety and for those around me. Where the fuck is my lighter? Oh, I'm sorry. I bought a 5-pack and I definitely have a lighter. I can actually give you. You can use that one. I got a blue one you can keep though. I bought a 5-pack with 3 red lighters and 2 blue ones, and
That's not bad, because usually it's the same dumb colors that everybody else has, and as soon as somebody gets it,
oh, here's a blue one. I'll trade you.
all right.
And that's good because this is the one that I was able to get the thumb thing off of.
Okay.
With my nerve damage in my right hand, it's like nearly impossible to get one of those off, especially when it gets chilly and my fingers start freezing up.
I have some little fucking pliers, needle nose pliers. They're bent. I don't know what technically they're for, but they're for like beads or something. They work so good. Oh, I'll bring them with me next time. You can pop the rest of them off. It works really good.
Well, at least with you understanding the situation with them putting drugs, the fucking fentanyl on literally goddamn everything here. At least you're one of those people who understands that I only get my pot from the dispensary. You know, there's a lot of people that have come up to me and given me stuff, and it's got the fucking
Like that
crystals.
day,
Yeah.
I brought that one. I was like, what the fuck? That was sugar though. It made sense. I was thinking, well, what the fuck is that? Why is that in there? Like, there
Yep.
shouldn't have been nothing in there. And I remember fucking it was by the sugar fucking.
Well, that other feller, he's always real nice to me too, because when I first came to town, this guy on 2 different occasions gave me pot that had other drugs in it.
Yeah, I don't do
And he
that.
did
That's not-
apologize to me. He said he's sorry. He doesn't actually smoke pot. He just keeps it because people give it to him and he gives it to others, and he just happened to put it in the same bag as the stuff he does use. I was like, I'm not down with any of that. And it was specifically because of that guy that I went down to the dispensary down there, and I explained to him, hey, I don't hardly ever smoke pot, but also you can't be squeaky clean on the streets. That'll get you targeted.
It
So
would, huh?
it does.
Bet it does.
So I got to have at least some pot on hand. And since people always want to share their bowl with me, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck they're smoking out of it.
Yeah, I don't.
So I don't smoke off other people's pipes. As far as if I have my own pot on hand, I can at least show them, I don't need yours, I have my own. You know, I'm already as high as I need to be. Even if I'm sober, I'll tell him that because it is honest. I don't need to be stoned.
And that's why I made my own hash. Fucking, I don't know what the fuck. It's too expensive to buy it in the dispensaries.
Well, they told me down there, you know what? As much as you come in for, you don't hardly ever come in here. You come by just maybe once or twice a month. I understand why you're coming in here, and even though you're not a big major smoker and you probably throw it away at the end of the month, we'll still serve you, and we'll make sure that we keep serving you and make sure that everybody in here knows that you're not in here to start problems, that you're not in here because you're trying to scope the place out for the police or trying to bust us for some crazy bullshit, that it's legit an issue. And that guy, when he gave me that stuff that had the crystals on it, I did record it. I wasn't expecting him to come up and give me weed, you know. And then when I opened it up and I was looking at all the crystals, I was like, this ain't getting smoked. And I was half tempted to call the cops about that, but I saw him a couple days later, and he apologized for it, explained the situation, and said he's not going to do it again. Told me, you know, if you have some pot and you keep it on you and you let people know you already have some, that it usually gets you away from the situation.
Fucking look. Lost what I was gonna say. Fucking, I had to go to the hospital, call the ambulance today. So I've had this cold.
Ulcer?
No,
Sorry, go ahead.
a cold, and I've had it for fucking 3 weeks to a month now, and I had to call the ambulance twice about 3 weeks ago, and
I remember that.
because
Sorry, go ahead.
I was in a really bad car wreck, and two things that I love more than anything died. I just wanted to live, but I don't. Ever since the car wreck, I don't dream. I don't remember them or nothing if I even have them. And since I've had this cold, I get been getting nightmares, like bad ones. And then I wake up and then I'm all congested and I can't fucking breathe. Like, and it's so bad that, you know, I wake up and I'm trying the puffers and I can't even hold them in long enough for them to really work.
The bronchial, what do they call those? Bronchial steroids.
Yeah,
Yep.
Abuterol.
Yep.
And so I can't catch my breath. I can't. I try and I try and I try, and it's scary, man. And then I gotta call the ambulance. And all they do is give me the breathing treatment, and then I'm okay. It's fucking stupid. So I'm trying to quit. I'm down to probably about 5 a day.
I definitely smoke more than that, but 5 cigarettes a day. I was down to 5 cigarettes a day for a while. But, you know, not literally 5 cigarettes a day because I saved the old cigarette butts.
Right.
And then I roll these into my tobacco pouches because this tobacco is nasty. But between the re-rolls and what's in there, it's not too bad.
You know the tobacco 4 Aces? Is that what you got? Oh, yeah.
4 Aces. Yep.
That shit is not too bad. There's one that comes in most people get it in the big bag and it's red.
Yep.
Oh my God.
The Laredo or whatever.
I don't remember the name.
It's nasty.
Yeah, like, and I either got a bad bag of it or something, but it fucking, like, I'd take 1 or 2 drags and it would lock my lungs up. And that was before I was sick. So I fucking got rid of that shit. And I bought the 4 Aces. My friend, he quit. Well, he quit smoking roll your owns. He went back to regular cigarettes. And he had this $200 roller where you just take the filter and you put it in there and you stick the tobacco in, and then you close it, and it automatically fucking fills it up.
Here, one moment. Let me show you something real quick. Just because what wolnez is saying, he's trying to claim that I killed a woman named Natalie Bollinger. Who killed Natalie Bollinger?
Joseph Lopez. According to 9 News, Joseph Lopez, 23, told investigators that he shot Natalie Bollinger after responding to an ad she'd placed on Craigslist looking for someone to kill her. According to court documents previously obtained by 9 Wants to Know, Lopez has been sentenced to 48 years in prison plus 5 years probation as part of the plea deal.
And it's got a picture of him too. That's Joseph Michael Lopez right there. That's me. They tried to peg me for Natalie's murder, and they failed miserably. It says, person of interest in Natalie Bollinger case arrested. That's a picture of me.
Why do they still have you up there?
This is the guy that actually did it. Because it's entertainment. It was never about telling people the truth. It was never about doing the right thing. It was never about seeing that the right thing was done or that the predators were put away. It was about covering up the wrongdoing of the Bollinger family and the fucking stupid ass cops that didn't want to do their jobs for a homeless man. And the things that I'm going through here, it's the same stuff I have to deal with anywhere because of all of the different websites that want to pretend I was some sort of super stalker, fucking murderer, and all sorts of other stuff. And the police, they're not going to investigate anything unless people step up and speak up. So I've got literally hundreds of people that were witnesses to the situations, both before and after Natalie's death. They are recorded. Their voices and their words show that I did tell the truth. But the cops aren't going to look at that. They kept claiming I wasn't trying to get any help and that nobody would help me, probably because of the way that I act. Like, no, people's lives are being threatened. People are threatening to kill my friends and family. You know, people are trying to help me, but they're not understanding. They need to look at the evidence and fucking speak up. That's the help I need. I don't need 400 people all telling me fucking numbers to therapists and numbers to lawyers and this is the local police department. Those are easy to look up. What I need is someone to go in with me and to help me organize the evidence and turn it in. But the most important thing there is having a friend or family member who's going to look at the evidence and actually speak up. Most people are negative Nellies. They say, oh, it'll never work. I'm afraid of the cops. I'm afraid of the cops. Like the thing you said about Fred Myers. When I was locked up, there was all sorts of inmates who saw the abuse that I endured every single day at the hands of those guards. And they said, you know what? I'm going to speak up as soon as I'm released. Here's my address. Here's my phone number. Here's my email address. But I got to wait for some of them to get out of, 7-8 year sentences before they can do that.
There's got to be fucking something. I think there's got to be something.
Well, for starters, I got to be able to halt the abuse by the youngins from the Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot and Andrew Wolnez. And I got to get the cops to, well, I can't get the police in this town to do their jobs. They're not going to. They've already been busted doing wrong shit to me. So the chances of them doing their jobs are about the same as my chances of winning the lottery. And that's why I'm supposed to go over their heads. But when I went over their heads, the people I'm supposed to go over their heads to refused to do their jobs because the police refused to do their jobs. So it's a catch-22 where everybody says it's not their job, it's somebody else's. Same thing happened in Nebraska. They had to bullshit me. The worst thing that they could do. They charged me because I called 911, and in one phone call, I treated the 911 operator the way that I was being treated, and they did not fucking like it. I also explained that it was an emergency, that people's lives were at stake, and that I needed to turn in the police, and that it was unsafe to do so. So now I'm tied up in court here for trying to turn in the police department to 911. The same thing I had to deal with in Dual County. I forgot to come back for that. Thank you, ma'am. Are they almost closed?
I don't think so.
God, I feel bad for, she had to come all the way out here and give me this. That's Christy. I've had to go to her multiple times about wolnez and about other people stalking me here. I followed Malcolm's instructions. He said go inside and let someone know. The same thing with Joe, he's one of the managers, and same thing with Candy, and same thing with, well, her who just came out. Same thing with Christy and Krista. Same thing with Paul. Like, they've all told me, hey, when that happens, go inside the store. We don't have any pull unless it's inside the store or if they do something in the parking lot. And then I was told today,
Have any pull in the parking lot, really?
that's what they told me today, is there's not really any pull in the parking lot because it's technically where wolnez's been right along there isn't their property, but he keeps coming onto the actual property to do this stuff. And for me, not being able to talk to the cops without getting talked over, or when other people try to tell the cops what's going on, what do they tell the cop? What do the cops tell them? They tell them I brought it on myself, or they say the same stuff that Wolnez is saying, claiming I'm wanted for murder in Colorado. Well, I've never killed anybody.
That's one of the big problems I see in this town is people don't know what a fact is. They hear something, a gossip, and gossip is like it's the truth, and that's it. There's no other variation of it.
Yep, and that's where Wolnez gossip. You see what he's done to the side of my car here. My door, this part of my vehicle. Front of my vehicle. Picked out my light here. He's thrown stuff through my window. Taken my vehicle with rocks multiple times. Kicked the shit out of the back of my vehicle.
If you were to do anything back to them, you would get in trouble.
You're exactly right about that. And that's one of the things I speak up about on my YouTube channel. If I do any of the things that these people are doing to me, I'll get arrested.
Yep.
I did threaten my predators on 2 different occasions. I threatened once in April of 2018. This is literally months after Natalie was killed. And then once in August of 2018. Because literally after all of that time, Natalie had been killed in December of 2017. And that entire time I'm being victimized. That was literally months and months and months after they caught the guy that killed her. But by that point, the police had already assaulted me on multiple occasions, slandered my name to my friends who were trying to help me. I mean, it slandered me to the news and gaslighted the living fuck out of me along with the public pretenders. And now I got to deal with the public pretenders here doing the same thing. They're the same everywhere when you're broke. How much do they get paid if they lose? The same amount they get paid if they win. So what's their incentive to do their job?
None.
Nothing. That's right.
They go out to lunch with the
Prosecutors, and they get to charge the American people for that.
It's a
And then all the tax dollars that we have to spend so that victims of abuse can go to therapy instead of police doing their jobs to stop the abuse. Now, if I was to go to therapy over Andrew Wolnez doing this crap, would that make Andrew Wolnez stop? No, exactly. See, you're not a dummy. Why is it that you're able to figure out this common sense situation, but the cops somehow magically they just make excuse after excuse why it's okay? They told Candy that I brought it on myself. Like, somebody is predatory towards me and I speak up about it and you say I brought it on myself. So let's say if your daughter was raped and she spoke up about being raped, does that mean she brought the rape on herself because she spoke up about it? No.
I've noticed, like, literally the cops in this town, I just don't understand. Like, all they want to do is pull someone over and give them a ticket. That's really about all they want to do.
That's how most of these towns are able to make revenue right now. They're having difficulties making revenue in any other ways because they're being wasteful with the money. How are you going to pay for all of your victims to go to therapy? We've got over 60 mandated reporters in this town that I've spoken to and recorded. that have refused to do their jobs as mandated reporters. Instead, they want to set us up for the stuff that they can bill the government for. That's Medicare and Medicaid fraud. After Waylon Lolatai, when he assaulted me, nobody did anything about it. So he assaulted 7 more people that very same year.
Just like all the fucking the oil head, the fentanyl smokers. Like,
Yo.
I don't, I really don't understand. They act like it's not a big deal at all what they're doing.
Like John smoking it over at the library all out in the open. Yep. Or
Exactly.
those folks that keep leaving the needles right next to the door or right next to the can thing over there.
I don't understand. When I was doing that after my car wreck, like, you keep that shit secret. Like, that wasn't something you fucking told anybody about. You definitely don't be leaving shit laying around. Like,
You don't go smoking where there's kids hanging out. You don't leave your paraphernalia where the
at
kids are
fucking
hanging out.
library. That's the last
Right?
place.
Well, Lillian A. Goodspeed Park, that place is real bad. Now, I was cleaning it up almost every day for a couple of months, but I started getting victimized heavy over there, and I went, you know what? I can't go back there and clean that shit up.
Although, I'm getting John on Suboxone tomorrow.
Yeah? Nice. And thank you for that, by the way. Like, he's one of the witnesses to the situation with Wolnez. If he's able to get sober, that's, well, I guess Suboxone isn't exactly sober, but it's not fentanyl.
Yeah, and it's medically controlled.
Yep.
And it does work. I'm on it. I've been on it for fucking over a year.
The thing I'm not understanding is that they went from having a heroin epidemic where, don't get me wrong, quite a few people were dying of heroin, but it was messed up with a lot of other stuff. But they try to get people off of that heroin and off of those opiates by giving them something that will literally kill them. Like, has a high chance of killing them the first time they try it. 70% of the overdoses in the United States right now are from fentanyl. Meanwhile, 15 years ago, that was unheard of.
Exactly.
Not only that, but the overdoses from other drugs have not decreased in that time.
So the epidemic that we had for the heroin, the reason that came about is because of Oxycontin.
Yep.
So Oxycontin came out and they paid all these doctors, the company did, to prescribe it out, to give it out a lot, because they said it wasn't addictive. And it's super highly addictive. So they got like a whole fucking generation of people strung out on that shit. And then all of a sudden they just cut them off. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to go to the next thing that'll help them, which was heroin at the time.
Yep.
And then what's fucked up is then some years later, Suboxone came out. Well, the company that owned Oxycontin
Makes Suboxone.
They bought the Suboxone company a couple years ago.
Fuck.
Isn't that just fucking goddamn mind blowing? Like,
it is. You know, the thing is, like, John is a good example of when somebody's coming down from that versus when they're on it. Like, when Wolnez was kicking in the side of my vehicle, John saw that. It's also recorded, and he knows that I record. And of course, I was recording the situation, and he came back later and he was saying, well, you know, I'm your only witness. You need to do this and you need to do that. And he was all fucked up. He went and got into a fight with that Kyle feller. He was also showing me the gun he had in his pocket right before he went and got into a fight with Kyle. I was like, you know, this isn't a positive situation. And then I saw him over at the library in the cubbyhole pulling that stuff out and smoking it. And he found out from me that I had recorded the situation with Andrew Wolnez kicking in the side of my vehicle, and he was coming down on that particular day, and he started yelling at me because He didn't want to be recorded while Wolnez was beating on my vehicle. He doesn't want to be targeted by the friends of Wolnez. And then he came back later and he apologized for it at least. You know, he's like, I'm sorry, I was coming down. I hadn't had anything all day. I needed to come up with $40 so I could get my whatever, and I didn't come up with my $40, and I was just really pissed off and coming down. And yeah, I know that you record, and if somebody was doing that to me, I'd record them doing it too. So I'm sorry I yelled at you, which, you know, he tries to be honest, you know, he does make the effort. When he was talking about how addicted he is and how he wants to come off of it, but he's not ready yet. Well, if you're helping him to do
ready
that.
now. We talked about it. We're going in tomorrow and taking him into my doctor at the health department.
It's a good thing.
It is. 'Cause it's I just didn't. I went to wash some clothes the other day, and there was 3 people in there, and one of them was hitting the foil right. They don't even know me. Like, what if I am a cop caller? You know, like.
Yep.
Like,
or a concerned fucking parent.
Yeah, like if I would have if I'd had one of my kids with me, well, we would have left, but I would have came back and fucking shit would have went down. I guarantee you that. I would have been in jail over it. I'm sure of that.
Well,
they just act like it's not a big deal.
I'm glad you're over by my vehicle right now, because Wolnez is not going to come fuck with me when somebody's talking with me. Oh, that might be him screaming now, actually. It might be.
Oh, it might be.
No, I don't think that's Wolnez. I think that's someone just having a bad day. Is that John?
Yeah, it might be. He's probably waiting for me. He went to go buy some papers.
Yes, sir.
Alrighty.
Be safe, Josh. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah. You want me to come by tomorrow and fucking grab your big thing to charge?
Yes, sir. I've actually got it here. It's out of battery. Oh, take it now?
Yeah.
I'll try to come up with some more money by tomorrow. I'm running out of it quick, but at the same time, you're performing a welcome service. You're not coming by and trying to push drugs on me. You're not throwing rocks at my vehicle. You're not kicking my vehicle. You're not trying to do any of that shit. So between that and looking out for John, fucking, that is badass. Good to see you, John. I'm still hurting, still getting messed with by Wolnez, but.
You been hanging in there?
That's right. Yeah, oh, that's right. I should have reminded you before I gave you a hug. That's right. Wolnez keeps coming by and messing with me. Yeah, but you can see it's dented in even further than last time. He came by and did it twice more since then. Well, everybody keeps offering to do violent stuff, and I don't want that. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Obviously, he's hurting me, and most of the people here at the Safeway, their argument is, hey, if he's hurting me, we should hurt him back. But as Josh is just saying, if I do it back, I'm the one who gets arrested. Please don't hurt him.
Someone needs to put a stop to it.
That's true. Be safe, John. Be safe, Josh. Yes, sir. Fucking badass, getting the dude some help. There's another dude over there he did offer to charge some of my stuff, and he's a drug dealer. And yeah, it just was not a cool situation, but he was able to charge my electronics a time or two. And it didn't cost me every penny I had. Anyway, I'm gonna end this video. let's see what time it is. 9 o'clock, so I got still a couple more hours. Let's see, this is a 76% charge, so that's good to go. Wolnez kept this up for 3 months. He's been streaming that crap about Colorado for 3 months. Screaming about how I supposedly killed Natalie Bollinger for 3 months. Meanwhile, the people here at the Safeway are well aware that Joseph Michael Lopez killed her. A lot of these people are pissed off because many of these people actually took the time to look stuff up instead of just believing whatever the fuck they were told. Now, those are the people that I am more likely to trust. If you're going to look it up, you're going to find out what's actually going on, you're going to actually look at this stuff, well, hell yes, that is far more trustworthy than someone who says they believe you. Because if somebody looks it up, then they know. Now, it takes looking at both sides to know whether something's true or not. A very complicated situation to be in. When people will only look at one side, will only hear one side, and will slander the shit out of you over and over again and make any excuse why it's okay to assault you. Well, here's the thing. He's assaulting me over shit that never happened. Now, don't get me wrong. Natalie Bollinger is dead as a fucking doornail. She's not coming back from that. She got her brains blown out by a 9mm Glock 19 at 6 to 15 inches away from her left temple outside of McIntosh Dairy, December 28th, 2017. It was her boyfriend's 9mm Glock 19. Joseph Michael Lopez shot her with her boyfriend's gun, and then he kept the gun as a trophy. So we got this sick, nasty feller treating me like I'm a sick, nasty feller because he wants to blame me for something that another sick, nasty feller did. When it comes to who was actually stalked, well, the evidence shows that I was stalked. But when you take little bits and pieces out to try to make yourself look better, well, you notice I don't do that. I tell people I curse like a sailor. All the angels I know are people, and all the demons too. That doesn't mean I literally believe in angels. It doesn't mean that I literally believe in demons. It means that the qualities usually assigned to either one, well, I see those qualities in human beings every day. Hopefully Wolnez is done with his crap, at least for the night. It makes it difficult for me to sleep when he does this crap. Of course, it would make just about anybody have difficulty sleeping. I got 43% battery on this. That's at least something. I should turn off the video as soon as I get to the Safeway. I am going to apologize for leaving my meat in there. It's not like I woke up and went, oh, gee, I got a great idea. I'm just going to buy something and leave it there. I'm glad she came out and brought it to me. I've got 2 hours left until they're closed here. I'm actually going to turn off this video. I'll start it up again when I leave the Safeway. Hopefully I don't run into him between here and the door. Since I haven't seen him in probably at least 30 to 45 minutes. It's reasonably safe to assume that he's vacated the area or the premises. But also, many times when I've made that assumption, he's shown right up immediately. Like, fuck. Anyway, you know how we end these videos. Good to be rid of you. Thank you for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and your sister's keeper too, and no victim left behind.